So as of right now, going into the day, I like all these sell side targets. Since midnight, we've only been going higher, and have we've been respecting bullish PDRAs, right? So we're respecting bullish, disrespecting bearish, but overnight we left this huge liquidity void, and so I want to use that as a target. Like right now, I'm seeing all of this as a fake rally, but it's a little bit tough because there isn't really anything to the left that we're obviously trading into. Like there's nothing over here on the higher time frames that we can really use as like a point of reversal or a point of expected reversal. Like there's this little 15-minute fair value gap right here, but I don't really expect this to play that big of a role. Um, but yeah, above that we have all of these daily highs right here. Tuesday daily high, previous week high, so major buy side targets above. But then it's hard to go long and such a premium, especially since Monday we've only gone higher. And again, today left all of these sell side targets right here and imbalances along the way. And then this liquidity void is really the main thing that I want to target here. Some other minor targets that I'm looking at. Whenever we have a day like this where it's just completely going higher, um, I really use the role of like intermediate term lows as a way to target or as a way to have targets. Um, so that's just lows that trade into a fair value gap. Like right here, you can see this low trade into this 15-minute fair value gap and then was used to go higher right there. So that's a 15-minute intermediate term low. This devil's mark right here, this is a candle that is wickless. So on the bottom of this candle, there was no manipulation lower. It opened and just went higher, right? So to me, that's a PD array right there where I can use as um, a target on liquidity. So I really just got all these things marked out, and now I gotta wait. We also have news today. We actually have a good amount of news. We've got 9:45 news, so I want to mark that out right here. And then we've got 10 a.m. orange folder news. So really, what this could be is just like a really big fake rally higher. And since it's all happening before news, what it could be is like the 9:30 opening is just that last rally higher and then news could manipulate lower. That's just one scenario. If we start to sell off like a little bit early before news, then that could be like another poke to go higher. So it'd be something like this, like start to sell off somewhere up here. 9:45 hits, red folder news comes out, one last push higher, and then that 10 a.m. news comes, and then that's the real move lower. Or we just keep going higher. And it's a market that I'm not going to involve myself in. All right, so that just got inversed. It's actually a good setup right there. I think I just want to forward test this one though, just because we've got news coming up here in a little bit. And I think I would have already gone break even on this just because that 5 minute fair value gap was just hit. But I would expect this to start dumping here. But this 5 minute is really the condition. Like we could inverse this 5 minute. This honestly looks like a change in the state of delivery right here. So this 9:30 open 5 minute candle would act as like a timed order block, meaning an order block that's supported by time, being the 9:30 open. Took this high out, last up close candle before big displacement lower. So if we could get that and a close below this 5 minute, then that would really set the stage for a nice run lower to like the 1 hour intermediate term low right here, 1 hour fair value gap. Okay. Was there news before the news? Was there some kind of tariff announcement? All right, well, good job staying out of that one. Yeah, that's why you don't trade before news. But yeah, it looks like we're just pushing higher to these up here. But again, this is just unpredictable right now because I can't go long in something like this without any manipulation lower. Like from midnight, there's just absolutely no manipulation. All right, so now there's SMT at a daily high right here. So it looks like this high was just taken on ES, right? Yep. And on NQ still hasn't taken it. So I want to see how we start to react around here. I honestly hope this doesn't inverse because now this is like this would make me think this is just a big manipulation candle. And then inversing this would then set the stage to go lower, but I really don't want that to happen yet because then I wouldn't be able to take it. It would just take off without me because I don't want to take a trade before um, red folder news, like 6 minutes before that. So I want to clear this up. This is really what I'd like to see. So we've traded higher, and right now we've got this big 1 hour down close candle right here, and that's an order block to me. And then right below that we have an hourly fair value gap with this 1 hour intermediate term low. So this is an intermediate term low, which is more meaningful to me than just normal lows, is because this low was used to trade into a fair value gap to then get sent higher. So whenever we go into a sell model, right, this was used in a buy model to go higher. Whenever we go into a sell model now, this is going to be a good draw on liquidity for me going lower. And there's SMT at these highs again. Just want to mark that out. But yeah, we got all these news events right here. So that's why I'm waiting a sec. I can like if I get a setup like after 9:45 manipulates and we get a setup, I would take a trade before this 10 a.m. news just because it's orange folder and if it was super clear to me. If it's kind of like iffy, like 50-50, then I'm definitely not going to take something if it presents itself. But really, my protocol is no matter what before red folder news to not take a trade. Just wait. But I feel like this 1 minute fair value gap right here is really going to tell the story. Yeah, just a lot of accumulation right here, right before news, which is normal. All right, so we got news in 30 seconds here. I want to see if it's going to run aggressively lower and take all of this out, or if it's going to go higher, take out buy side first. Kind of uneventful, honestly. I feel like we can poke above this high one more time, or maybe get SMT at this high is something I could look for without taking this Tuesday daily high. I really just want to see this reprice into a discount because this is just too much. Like, I'm not taking a long in this. And then at the 10 a.m. close, we will have a 4-hour fair value gap right here. I don't think the bottom's in, honestly. Like, this is just built up liquidity to me. And this fake rally higher, whatever it's gonna be after like if it's gonna be fundamentally driven, like after this 90-day tariff pause or whatever, and this is all just like accumulation before that, just building up a bunch of liquidity below. Who knows? That's what I personally think. Yeah, that was uneventful. What's going on, Kishore? How you doing? Yeah, I don't think this high is safe. Let me get this out of the way. I feel like this is a day where I want to use lower risk, but if we do get a nice setup here, and we really do turn bearish, then this could be like a really like a generational short right here. Or this market's just completely inflated right now. Hmm, it's boring. Boring price action. Usually when I'm trading, I trade with like music in the background, but obviously can't do that with live streams going on. So it's just like nothing. Now it's interesting that on the 5 minute they're not leaving any imbalances right here. All right, there's a move higher that we wanted to see. All right, so that high's taken. ES took that. Now I we want to see if we can take out this Tuesday daily high. Because if we start getting some confirmation lower, then that SMT would be set in place after we've taken some internal liquidity. Okay, so yep, there we go. There's just some interesting volatility right here. If we can displace and close below this, I'd want to see it act as an order block. Only taking obvious setups today. Don't want to force anything. Yeah, so now I want to see this act as an order block right here because we got that displacement through after taking this high and SMT at the daily highs. And there's really no targets in here. It's just all down here, so it would be a nice move lower. Just got to see how we react here. I wish there was cleaner price action right here, like some kind of fair value gap that I can go short from. The only one is all the way down here, and at that point, I don't really like shorting. I would have to have a huge stop loss unless there's some more like structure down here that I could um, set my stop loss to, like down here. Okay, now I want to see how we react here. Because if we take this, go above this easily, then Tuesday high is definitely in the scopes and potentially even previous week high. Actually, no, I don't think we go all the way up here right now. But we do have a fair value gap right here. I'm not going to take this. Although I do think this should work. So there's body SMT here. Body SMT is when one index closes above on a with the bodies, and the other one just uses the wicks. So see right here on ES, we just wicked above that, and on NQ, we closed above that, so that's body SMT. Now this is looking good for shorts. Yeah, unfortunate that there's no clear. I mean, unless I want to send something like for a much longer term hold. Longer term is in like not just a couple minutes, but like however long it takes to take all of this out, then I guess I could. But we're close to 10 a.m., so I want to wait for 10 a.m. now. The reason I want to wait for 10 a.m., and I feel like I should explain this because I would always hear people say this and not understand why. Like, why would I have to wait 4 minutes as opposed to taking a trade right now? It's actually something super important, and that's open, high, low, close. Because if you think about the hourly candle, like right here, let's see, hourly candle. Yes, so this candle on the right here is an hourly candle, right? And if a new one's about to create it, notice how we have big wicks on the upside and the downside right here. So obviously going into an hour, you're expecting that there has to be a wick created, or not has to, but there's a 99% chance that there's going to be a wick created on that hourly candle initially. So if I'm bearish, I want to see price trade higher to create this wick and then displace through that opening price and then go lower. So open, high, low, close, right? So that's what we would expect on just a normal classic hourly candle. So waiting for 10 a.m. is necessary because I don't want to get in prematurely on a short. Like say I were to short right here for some reason, right before 10 a.m. But then 10 a.m. I'm expecting this after I enter, obviously going short, but then 10 a.m. says, wait, I need to manipulate first based on that hourly candle, and then we can go lower to create that wick. So it's like expecting initial manipulation on the hourly wick. So that's why it's smart to wait for 10 a.m. Definitely used to get smoked a lot, not understanding that. But you gotta lose to learn. The fact that it's just hanging out around here now after this, that doesn't make me confident that this high is set in place. Like I think we can still go higher here. But obviously with news coming out in a second, who knows? That's just my thought though. Yeah, and if I would have taken this trade, probably would have been break even already. Interesting. Okay. So look how that held right there. Yep, now that high gets taken. So no more daily SMT right there. Wow, the bodies are really holding that though, which is interesting. Did that get taken? Oh my gosh, it fell short. So now there still is SMT, but there's perfect equal highs at a daily high right there. So I would, even though there is SMT, I would feel more comfortable waiting for that to get hit. But both news events really didn't do anything. Like 9:45 didn't do anything, 10 a.m. didn't do anything significant. So we're just still stuck in this range. Like this is honestly telling me that this price action is really not good. Okay, we have a 15-minute fair value gap right here. We have data lows right here. Ten a.m. open. One scenario, some displacement below here, inverse of fair value gap, take out these equal highs. If we could get something like that, even better if we got some SMT at like a low down here. That's definitely something that um, I could take. I would go low risk because of all of this nonsense down here. Like we could just go lower without taking this, leave perfect equal highs because there is SMT there, and then just start to take out all this sell side. So it's like it's one of those scenarios where I can make a case for both highs and lows to get taken, which tells me it is low probability. And obviously, with how these candlesticks look, this tells me likely high resistance liquidity run. And I feel like it just comes with experience, um, being able to tell when it's likely to be a high resistance liquidity run. Because before, um, if I did get a setup, I would just go in with like normal risk, just hoping that I would win. But just look at how these candles have been since like 9:38, right? No imbalances made besides right here. And we can make a case for both buy side and all this sell side getting taken. So that's how I can really tell if it's likely to be just like an uneventful day. Yeah, I honestly don't even want to trade this. So the live is probably gonna end pretty soon here because I know if I took a loss in this, I would definitely be mad. This is like watching paint dry. But I am happy I didn't get tricked into taking any trades in all this mess. I think for the rest of the week though, like it's what is it, Wednesday? I mean, I it is pretty tricky, honestly, because if I walk through the daily here, just get all this mess out the way. So I was bullish for the rest of the week, and I'll tell you why. If we look at our weekly open right here, this is Monday. We opened, traded lower, took out all of these daily lows right here. If we go down to like a 4 hour, get this out the way. So we go down to a 4 hour open Monday, trades lower, takes out all this liquidity, right? This is a 4 hour intermediate term low right here. Went and took that out. After that, this was the fair value gap on the 4 hour that took out that liquidity. So that can really be like your condition on whether you want to look for longs or shorts. If we go into this and we get confirmation on the lower time frame for shorts, you can take that. If we displace through this and close above, well, since there aren't any really obvious fair value gaps on the left hand side right here, then you could have a bullish bias after that, as long as we trade through this okay. But this gives you a lot of space. Even like when you get that confirmation that we switched from a sell model to a buy model, right? We closed above this 4 hour fair value gap, still below this new week opening gap right here. That's how you can frame your bias going forward. It's like, okay, we got that close after sweeping this liquidity on the higher time frame. Now I want to start targeting higher time frame buy side arrays. And what does it also look like on like a 1 hour time frame? Is a market maker buy model, right? Accumulation up here, original accumulation, trade lower. This is the sell part of the model. And then we get that smart money reversal on the 4 hour, but you can also see signs on the 1 hour as well. We start respecting 1 hour PD arrays, disrespecting 1 hour bearish PD arrays after sweeping this, is that's how you can start framing a bullish bias. This is why it was tough for me coming into the day to continue that bullish bias. And it wasn't because we were trading into these levels. Like I could target these levels if I was 100% bullish because they haven't been reached yet, especially by New York Open. Like they still haven't been reached. Even now, they haven't been reached. But I don't want to long to target these, even though this seems like really obvious targets, right? The reason I wouldn't want to is because we've only gone higher since open. There's no manipulation lower. And I don't want to be a part of that move where it's like owner throws a bone, the dog's going to go chase it, right? They're throwing a bone higher, people are going to try and chase this higher. When we were leaving all of these imbalances below, especially this liquidity void, right? I made a video before on how whenever we have instances like this where the market opens at night, create a new day opening gap, and we never trade back into it or fill it, and we have liquidity resting above it as well, I'm trying to target that. That's like going to be one of my main targets going into the day. Since that never happened, but I have a higher time frame bullish bias towards these levels, and we haven't had any manipulation lower, well, then it's asking me to either long in a huge premium or try to short whenever we have all of these arrays, these buy side targets right here, which is tough, right? It puts me in a tough situation on um, how to frame a clear bias going into the day. So that tells me I could either see shorts or longs for the day. It's like it's not super obvious, and if it's not super obvious, then you really shouldn't be trading it. Um, but the reason why for the rest of the week I had a bullish bias was because again, Monday open low into this, Tuesday expand higher, Wednesday, um, I really didn't want to see expansion too high like this, but obviously that's what happened. And we have things like previous week highs still intact, these highs still intact. So it's like, as far as the weekly candle goes, like if I did this PO3 right here for the weekly candle, this is a better way to explain it. I shouldn't even explain it the way I just was. Open, high, low, close. For a classic buy week, what you want to see in the beginning of the week is you see how this is the opening price of that weekly candle. I'm going to set an alert right here. This is the opening price of that weekly candle, which is right here, right? Open, low, creating this wick. Why do I expect it to not continue lower or have a good idea that it won't continue lower? Because we take out major sell side targets right here. And then, like I just explained, on the 4 hour, we had that change in the state of delivery. So those are like the first signs within the beginning of the week happening on a Monday and early Tuesday that this was likely the manipulation lower to start the week. And then if we take into account market maker buy models, well, this looks like the left side of the curve, and now we're expecting the right side of the curve to be made since we had our smart money reversal and combining it with weekly profiles. It's just Wednesday did a little too much right here. Got a little overexcited and traded without me. Um, and so, yeah, it's just a tough situation to be in at that point. Probably don't want to be trading at all. But Tuesday and previous week high were my targets for the rest of the week. So hopefully that explanation made sense there. Um, okay, so we just took this data low right here. Equal highs at a daily high with this um, data high right here. But this leg lower is kind of gross. I'm kind of using this 15-minute here as my condition on if we hold, then I would expect Tuesday daily high to get hit. If we close below, then I would expect these sell side targets to get hit right here. I would have liked to see ES take this low right here. I mentioned that like at the beginning of the stream for a possible scenario with that data low is to take that and create SMT like at these lows right here. Look at that perfect reaction off of that 15-minute BISI right there though. That's honestly a good signature and price that we are looking a little bit bullish. We could create like a 3-minute right here, inverse that, then I think that'd be a valid target to go higher. Low risk today though, no matter what. Why are my alerts not working? Okay, now there's SMT at these internal lows right here. So if we could inverse this 3-minute, then that's something that I would take with very low risk. Is there a 4-minute? No, 5. 5-minute would get created in 2 minutes, so I would need to see price start to show some energy to the upside right here. Let me do this. So it'd be like a 1 to 1.6 if we could inverse that. I'd literally go in with like 2 micros. Okay, I don't like that close. I need to see a retracement. Is a 5 created? No. Hopefully it tags me in. I can't believe it didn't do it right there. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna move it. I'm gonna keep it, but if it takes off without me, that's gonna be hilarious. All right. I'll keep it there till this high gets hit. If this high gets hit before it's triggering my entry, then I just missed the trade. That's fine. All right. So how how close was this to my limit? This is how close. What is that? That low came in at 19,041. My limit is 19,040.75. It was a tick away. All right. Fun, fun. Well, I'll probably just have to call it there then. Because I honestly think it just takes off to my target. I'd be surprised if it gave like a retracement right here. A scenario that I could see if it did do that would be something like this. Inverse of fair value gap right here to then go higher. But at that point, I don't even think I'd want to enter that just because if I was in this trade, I'd want to see it just like I wouldn't want to see that big of a retracement. That would just tell me that we're going back into this range, and then that's just messy price action. This data high right here, it should just get hit no problem. It's unfortunate, but that's how trading goes. Maybe I got too greedy trying to put it at the top. I mean, I definitely wasn't going to enter at the close above this because that's just bad risk to reward, but like just seeing like a little bit of like the low of this candle getting created when this was down close right here, probably could have just got in somewhere based off of that. But I don't know. That's just like super unlucky because I didn't even put it at the high of the fair value gap either, or the inversion. I put it like a tick above, so if it were to go down and hit that, I was accounting for spread, and it just did that, which is it's honestly funny. I mean, it's good that my draw on liquidity was right because this is, I mean, probably gonna get hit. Um, so yeah, just tape reading this right now. And target hit right there. So it would have been a good trade. Would have been 104 handles and a super choppy price action. But, you know, we'll see if we can get anything that would be like a move to the downside here. But it would need to happen like very soon. I don't want to see it go too high above here and just keep on going. I want to see like a um, obvious displacement lower. That would tell me that this was manipulation. Yeah, this was a really good setup here. Data low swept, 3 minute inversion fair value gap right here. Data high at equal highs with Tuesday. Okay, so we just inverse that. See how we react here. Okay, so there's SMT at these highs right here. We just got a 1 minute inversion. I don't know, we have this 3 minute right here, and I don't want to short too early. It's honestly looking like the beginning of a sell model right here, but I would be upset if I took a short and it lost because of this 3 minute right here. So I like how 1 minute structure is looking. I like how we have an unfilled 5 minute right here. And my overall bias was bearish going into the day, so if we can get a close below here, could do something like this. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take that if it closes below. Low risk here. Okay, so that 5 minute just got hit. This is really important to see how we react from this 5 minute. Like a part of me already wants to go break even just because this market's just been going higher and we just hit this 5 minute. Like I would need to see this inverse. I want to find equilibrium of this range. It's right there. Okay, so yeah, I'm not liking that reaction off the 5 minute. How much RR? I mean, I'm so like I was explaining this if you're just getting into the stream now, like all of this is just a fake run up to me. I went in with super low risk just because of these conditions. Like it just keeps going higher. Um, So really, like I could hold runners for a while with all these sell side targets lower, but I'm not gonna do that. I just want to take low hanging fruit thresholds if any arrays get hit down here, like sell side. So I could like this would be my first. I could even like take off. I don't know. The thing is, we have this 5 minute order block here too. I just like this SMT at this internal high. We got this 3 minute inversion fair value gap. So yeah, again, I went in low risk. Um, this high. So I would go break even at 50% of the range. So that's equilibrium. And then I would honestly hold for something like here. So it'd be like a 1 to 2.3. But I'm honestly expecting this to likely hit stop loss. It's just this because this 5 minute right here, like I need to see movement lower, but I was willing to take the risk um, and be okay with a stop here. I gotta check if my okay. So we have this. If we inverse this 3 minute right here, then I would honestly close on my position early. Yeah. So if we close above this, I don't care what happens. I'm just getting out of this early, which it looks like it's about to happen. Which is unfortunate because I called this move out perfectly and my limit was a tick away from getting hit. All right, I'll wait one more 3 minute candle because that was Okay, so good reaction off that 1 minute order block. Okay, so this did hold on the mini contract. All right, so this low just got hit on ES. All right, I like this. If we could see this 5 minute inverse, that would be really, really good. All right, I'm break even there. Oh shit. Ooh, I did not want to be in 4 right there. That was an accident. Something's going on with my trade copier, and I'm not liking it. I need to see a run through this. I'm gonna take some off at this 5 minute order block, I think. Need to see these get respected right here. These 1 minute fair value gaps. I like how we just wicked up into there. Body closed below. Want to see equilibrium get hit. Yeah, this 5 minutes holding. Really wanted to see just a run through that. Like if we could have closed on this 5 minute candle below here, that would have made me really confident on a run back to like 9:30 open. Could still happen in the next 10 seconds if we get a nice push lower. It is a macro, it's 1050. So I just want to see it start to spool. That's what really caused this run, is it as soon as 1049 hit, it started going. Alright, so I like this. Alright, we just hit equilibrium right there. Yeah, I'm gonna take 2 off at this 5 minute order block. The reason I'm being so aggressive with my stop loss and targets is just because we're in this right here, like this 5 minute. As soon as we close below this 5 minute, like close, it has to be on a closing basis, then I would be, again, confident that we'd see something like this. Even like go all the way down here. All right, let's just see a push here. All right, very nice. Oh shit, forgot to move that. Okay, good. Okay, so everything's set in place here. My trade copier was just messing up. It's kind of annoying. Which one's the leader? 006? Alright, so in the next 40 seconds, I want to see it close below here. That'd be really good. It's just this order block right here is the only thing. I want to find the midpoint of that. I like that close, so the midpoint's all the way down there. On the body, it's right there. So I still think this is in play. We have a 5 minute unfilled right here. Okay, that's good. That's really good. Wow. Honestly, let's take it all off. Okay, so we should be all out. Yep, we're all out. All right, really nice trade right there. Man, my trade sinker was really just messing up there. Like I would have loved to hold towards this, like, and I could have caught more of this move right here, but that was just being really frustrating. Appreciate it, Alan. Damn, I'm really happy with that. Like that was a great trade, but the trade sinker was out of my control. It's not really it's gonna happen, I guess, but hmm. All right, I'm glad I'm out. What is this volatility? This is insane. I want to make sure that all my orders are off. Looks to be so. Yeah, damn. All right, well, two trades called out today. We had the one right here where I was like no, one tick away from getting filled. It would have been a really nice run up to here for like a 1 to 6. This was like so I got in right there. Where'd I get in? Close of the 3 minute. I got in right here. Stop was above there. TPs were like right here. So this was like a 1 to 2. It's nothing crazy, but a win's a win. This just wicked up into that 5 minute, I think. Yeah. Honestly, this looks prime to go lower. But what was that? What is this? Like, why is 11 a.m. just make that 11 and 11:01 make giant wicks in both directions? Like that volatility just kicked in out of nowhere. There's no news. Whatever, bro. Win's a win. Like on my main account, my follow or not my follow account, but my what do you call it? The lead account. The lead account, I went in with 2 micros here. And then for some reason, when I like the trade syncer wasn't working, so I had to manually go onto my 2 other accounts and short that. And when I did, it added an additional 2 contracts on my lead account. And yeah, that was just a mess. That was a mess. But targets were at equilibrium of the range in the 5 minute fair value gap. Like this would have been so good if this 5 minute wasn't right here because it would have gave so much more room to go lower or like less of a roadblock, I should say. But we have this 5 minute order block and this fair value gap right here. So that's why I was being so like that's why I could only really go for a 1 to 1.2 as opposed to holding for all of my targets down here. Um, was because of that 5 minute and that order block. Like I would have loved if my trade circuit wasn't messing up, I would probably still be holding a runner towards at least this low right here since it's this 15-minute intermediate term low. Um, but I guess it's like I wouldn't feel comfortable being in this right now because of the volatility wicks right here. So honestly, I'm okay with being out of this and calling it a day there, just taking my profits and going. Definitely a nice comeback win though after that that tease right there. Man, it was literally one tick away from my limit and would have just been straight to TP. Like this was a really good trade right here, but I had to go in super low risk here just because I mean, trying to short and catch the top within this is just tough. It's tough. I don't want to try to do that, but like the confluences were there. 1 minute structure looked really good. Like I could have gone in here, like at a close below this, but that's just like super early in my opinion. We still had this 3 minute right here. And this 3 minute fair value gap was like the highest time frame within my entry time frames right here of where when to enter. So yeah, that's why I waited for the three. And then went up into this 3 minute. Nice displacement lower during the macro. And yeah, go to 1 minute. What do you mean? Like I wouldn't even be taking trades right now, honestly. Um, just because it's past 11 now. I wouldn't want to go long, and I mean the only thing I would want to do is go short. But honestly, with this price action now, it's just looking pretty terrible. The only way I could build a uh, a bias for shorts is if we were to take this 5 minute right here, this 5 minute intermediate term high, and then go lower. But I honestly wanted to see after our close below here, just a dump lower. And we initially got that at 11 a.m., but now we're just having this huge pullback. Yeah, this is my Instagram, Valen right here. Tough day though. Glad I got out of it with a win. But yeah, I'm probably gonna call it there. All right, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I think shorts continue, but I wouldn't be trading this. But yeah, that's gonna be it. So gonna probably be doing live streams, hopefully like twice a week. And yeah, if you thought this was helpful or liked anything you saw, I feel like I explained a lot in this live stream. Like for the hour 45 minutes I've been here, like when not a lot was going on, I was just giving a lot of like education stuff on um, like daily bias, when to expect bad conditions, how to spot them early. Um, and yeah, ended up taking one good trade, ended up missing one good trade by a tick right here, but was able to come back after that and get a nice win. So yeah, and yeah, subscribe to the channel if you thought it was helpful, and appreciate you watching if you did, and good luck.